So we'll take a minute to kind of get in touch with our body and what it has to say today. And once it's said what it has to say, my bed this, my bed this, I can do this, I cannot do that, this hurts, whatever it is, kind of say thank you and push it away. And we find some other possibilities. So with your legs lengthened, start pointing the toes away from you and feel what it does to your lower back. And then bring the toes closer towards your face and feel what that does to your lower back. So back and forth, the toes will move away from the face and closer to the face. That's the outside picture. If you want to get a little bit more into the body, watch the ankles actually doing the movement, and the heels are the one that's where the pivot is. So the leg bones coming into the foot bone. And notice how the right leg is doing it versus how the left leg is doing it. Notice if you are invested in going far with your foot and doing a big movement. And for like 2 or 3 times, really try to get the biggest stretch you can, toes touching the floor almost, and toes are up towards the ceiling and they're almost getting up to your belly button. And once you've done that, just now let go of the investment in how big and watch the how. And as you start feeling the gliding of the body up towards your lower back and down towards your feet, start comparing between the right side and the left side. Notice which side has more effort and see if you can find a way to do it as if you are in a pool on your back and the waves are taking you this way and that way. So now there's no exercise, there's no muscle tension, and you're gliding along the bones of the body. And as you're gliding up and down with the waves, start looking a little bit more focused into your lower back. And as you're moving the lower back off the floor and closer to the floor, what does the right side says back to you, and what is the left side says back to you? And when you have an answer, let it all go. Let go the legs, let go the feet. Don't move, just rest. And very gently and passively attach an imaginary string to your knee of the side that you want to, and start dragging that knee up towards your shoulder and the foot is on the floor until you find a place that it's good to turn the knee up towards the ceiling and place the foot on the ground. So now the knee is up towards the ceiling. And attach a string to the other knee, and drag that knee up close to the floor. The foot is dragging on the floor until you find a good place in the opening of the pelvis to turn the leg in So the knee is facing up and the foot is on the floor. And the same movement that we did with the straight legs, we're going to do now with the legs bent. You're shifting the weight up to the lower part of your back and down towards your tailbone. And see if already from the start you can be on a wave that takes you this way and that way. And if you have an area that's what I call rusty, that there is a little bit of pain, try not to go there as if like the tongue is going to a tooth that's aching. Try to avoid the pain. Maybe do less. And stop in the middle of the sacrum, in the middle of your hip, and very gently press, choose a side, maybe the side that's not so great yet, and press that foot a little bit stronger into the floor and tilt your weight towards the outside of that hip, like you're trying to iron it. And then release the foot and roll back to the center. So it's from halfway between your pubic bone and your belly button. This is where the center is right now. You're shifting the weight to the side of the pelvis that you chose by pressing the foot into the floor and rolling or ironing like you're putting a wallpaper, kind of gluing it. You're rolling it very firmly. Use the foot to be able to start the roller. So instead of putting the attention on the pelvis that's not functioning as well that you want to, you're using the foot to ignite that rolling on the hip. And come back to the center and right on the way up and down. And notice how this pelvis feels, this side, both sides. Did that spot or an area that doesn't feel so good feels better? And then now find another place in the center of the hip, maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower. And do the same thing on the same side. Roll the pelvis a little bit in a different place than you did a minute ago. And now try to press the other foot into the floor. And see how that helps you roll the pelvis. So if you're rolling to the right, press your left foot now. If you're rolling to the left, press your opposite leg, the right one. And find yet another point on the hip, maybe a little higher, maybe somewhere else, and roll the hip by pressing the opposite foot. And rest in the middle. And get on the wave and go up and down. And notice what that does to the rustiness on that side of the pelvis. Let's continue with the same side, using the opposite foot to anchor. Roll it towards the outside of the hip, and turn your head to the opposite direction. Not a big roll, just a wave. So if you're going to the right hip, press the left foot and turn your eyes to the left and the head to the left. Find a different place to roll, maybe below the center, maybe above the center. Keep on exploring places that you have not reached yet. Our hip is pretty big. And come to the center. And ride on the wave, up and down, from the lower back down to the tail, and up to the lower back, and down to the tail. And we'll do again to the same side. The eyes are going with the hip to the same side, but the head is going to the opposite side. And you're using the opposite foot.
Wait, say that again?
I will. The eyes go in the same direction that you're going to.
Okay.
And the head is going to the opposite, and you're pressing the opposite foot.
Okay.
So if you chose to go to the right with the hip, your eyes will go to the right, while your left foot is anchoring and the head is going to the left. If you chose to go to the left, the eyes will go to the left, while the head and the right foot are anchoring. Try to get very little movement in the knees. And again, roll in different places on your hip. And rest in the center. And roll on the wave up, ride on the wave up, and ride on the wave down. And ride on the way up, and let the waves take you all the way over down to the tail. And gently up towards the back, lower back, and down into the center. One more thing. We're going to press the opposite leg, roll to the same side that we have been doing, and you're going to take the tongue to the opposite side and come back. So again, if you're pressing your left foot and rolling to the right with your pelvis, your tongue will go to the left back corner, all the way back between the teeth. It's hard to do it on top. So the tip of your tongue is touching your cheek on the opposite side. Remember to explore different places on your hip. A little bit below the center, a little bit above the center. You can add that as you take your tongue to the opposite side, you take the eyes opposite to the tongue. So the eyes go in the direction of the pelvis and the tongue goes away. So we're making many differentiations. To mumble jumble and give the brain different opportunities and different options to learn what is actually working well for them. And let it go. And roll up and down from the tail to the lower back. And lengthen your legs. And continue rolling up and down all the way to the ankles. Maybe your head wants to participate in that wave, and the nose is moving up and down, and the chin is moving up and down, and your lower back is moving up and down, from feet to head, from head to feet. It's not the feet alone, it reflects all the way to the lower back and to the neck and head. Be like in a drain, no muscles, hardly any muscles, through the bones. And let it go. Bring your feet parallel so the toes are up towards the ceiling, and start moving again, and move like a baby that's you're trying to put the baby to sleep. Rock it. So somebody is kind of moving your feet up and down pretty fast, creating a moving all the way up the head. Faster, faster, faster. Faster. There you go. Get it rocking all the way up and down the head. Move the neck, move the nose. Up and down. Because of the feet, because it goes all the way through the bones. And let it rest. 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 Let go the legs. Let go the feet. Completely rest. There you go. A little bit more. There, let the thighs go. Take a deep breath in. Exhale all the way. Let's bring the legs back up one leg at a time. And this time have the legs open wide. And we're going to go to the same side that you chose to go to. Roll the hip to that side. Allow the knees to drop. Allow the head to roll. Allow the ribs to roll. Allow the nose to get down towards the floor. Put your hand on the floor. And then roll The side that you're rolling to, the same side that we've done the whole class, put the hand on that side, like 45 degrees or so, with the palm down. Make sure that the elbow is on the mat. And we'll start again. Roll the pelvis to that side. Allow the eyes to roll to the side. Allow the knees, the legs to roll to the side. The opposite hand is coming in front of your chest or your shoulder. Your nose is coming down. The other leg is coming up. And you may find yourself sitting up on the side. And then roll back down. Do it only if it comes up naturally. Don't force it. Again, roll to that pelvis, to that side. Allow the head to roll, allow the legs to roll, allow the ribs to roll. Put the other hand on the floor. Put the palm down on that side you're rolling. Bring the other knee on top and see if you can come up on your elbow. No hands movement. And go back down. And roll back to the ground. And again, the legs are going, the hip is going, the ribs are going, the head is going. Try to figure out where to put the upper hand and make sure that the palm is down on the side you're rolling to. Roll the nose down to the floor, bring the upper knee up above the other leg and see if you can come up on the elbow. There, good. And then go back down. Let's do it one more time. Allow the pelvis to roll to that side, allow the legs, the ribs. Place the hands somewhere that you can support you. Nose is down to the ground. And you allow the elbow to hinge, so now the elbow is right underneath your shoulder. And then go back down. And kind of center yourself on the mat, because we're going to do the other side. And we're going to do the other side. But before we're going to do that, let's rehearse it in our mind's eye. So pretend that you're rolling the hip to that side, pretending that you know how it feels to do it from the center, how it feels to do it a little bit above center, how to do it a little bit below center. Try to see the map of that side of your hip and you're rolling on it. And now go ahead and put your hand down with the elbow on the mat. Have your legs open up, wide to what's wide for you. And we are going to roll for real to that side, allowing the legs to drop to that side, allow the ribs to roll, allow the eyes to roll to that side. Place your hand somewhere in front of your shoulder or the middle of between the elbow and the shoulder. And see if you can roll and have weight on the elbow until the shoulder is above the elbow. and then come back down. And again, rolling the pelvis on that side, allowing the legs to go. Somehow putting the hand, roll the nose down to the floor, bring the other leg over the other leg, and bring the shoulder above the elbow. And roll down. And if you want to start exploring this side with a little bit more speed, you may choose only if you have it completely smooth, no muscle effort. You use the angles of your bones as levers to bring you up and to bring you down. The next time you come to the side and you, on your elbow, let go of the upper hand and come to sitting. And start putting this hand down and those legs down and this hand where it needs to be and come down to lay it down. And roll to the other side. You know where to place your hand now, like 45 degrees or so, and you're going up and down. You're making a circle. It's easier if you have your legs wide. Open your knees, open your knees, open your knees. And let's change. Maybe rest for a minute and then change direction. About 45 degrees. And ask yourself how one side is different from the other side. If the rusty side of your hip is not smooth and cooperating, if you put your hands down, it will be easier. All right. And let's sit up and let's put our hands behind the legs and behind the hip. And we're going to roll the hip and we're going to let the leg go. And now allow the pelvis to roll forward. And now take the hip that's up and roll it back until the leg joins. And now roll it like we did earlier, down, so the other hip is coming up and forward. And roll that pelvis back. sit in the center from here. Sit in the center. Sit in the center. Put your feet down. Feet are not moving. Glue. The only thing they can move is side to side. So, roll the hip and allow the knees to go down. And allow the hip to go. Now take the pelvis and roll it back. Allow the leg to move with it. Yeah, but don't move the feet. And roll the hip. And allow the other hip to move and up. Forward. This one is back, this one is forward. Now the upper one will go back. Put your feet down. And roll that hip, roll that hip, roll that hip, roll that hip, roll that hip. And now roll the hip back. Now you lifted the leg before you lifted the hip. Move the hip. Move the hip. And then the leg. And move the hip. And then the leg goes down. Move the hip. And then the leg goes. And move the hip. And one after the other. And find the rhythm. And maybe you can go all the way up to the back. And the hip, and the leg, and the other hand is coming over the other hand in the back. So you get also a back rotation. You have more rotation. I see, okay. You have more rotation. There. And roll, 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 and twist. And roll, 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 hip, 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 hip. The legs are just an extension of the leg, hip. All right, and go ahead and lie down. And enjoy what you've done, the benefits. Connect to the sensation in the hip, in the lower back, in the legs, up the back, the neck. And thank you very much.